Hello, you guys. So I'm actually coming at you from my living room today. I wanted to talk in here instead. And I want to go ahead and do a bit of an update when it comes to my health journey and everything. It's been about 2 weeks since I last talked to you guys, and I can go ahead and start reporting weight loss. So, in the past 2 weeks, I've lost another 5 pounds. So, my highest point in August was 383. And by the last video, I was 373, which I had fluctuated all throughout the summer, as I said. And in the fall, so starting from September, I actually started losing more than my lowest fluctuation, which was 376. So now I am officially today 368. So my weight is trending down. I do want to say though that it is not without some struggles. Okay, so I want to talk about how the last 2 weeks has been. And physically, right around the time I made the last video, it took a turn and it got a lot harder. My energy went really far down and I was sleeping a lot. I slept a lot in the middle of October. I was really, really tired from everything that I had done in September and stuff to try to make enough money to pay the rent and stuff. So after the rent was paid, I got really exhausted. And it kind of reminded me of like how I felt thyroid-wise like around 2017. And it's really weird. It feels like a house of horrors in a way doing this journey, because with every step I take of healing my thyroid, the way I feel physically is similar to years in the past. And it's very, very bizarre because it's just so intense for me. And I think it's probably more specifically for me because I'm very focused on my feeling state. For anybody that follows Enneagram, I am an Enneagram 4, which is like the romantic, the whatever. They're very introspective, or they pay a lot of attention to their feelings, I'll just say. So because I am that type and I've paid attention forever, it's weird because I remember how I felt in the past and I've been feeling that way. So like around April, I felt like 2019. Throughout the summer, I felt like 2018, and then as I got to October, I started to feel like 2017, which is crazy. So it's just kind of like my health is improving, like my thyroid health, which it's really interesting because if you take care of your thyroid, it will improve pretty quick. If you stop what's harming it, I've learned like you can undo many, many years of damage relatively quickly, but it is not instant. It's not going to be something that you start doing the right things and everything works out in a couple weeks. Like, that's just not how it is. Remember, you guys, it took me 6 months to start losing weight on this, but I am, and we're going to get to more. So as you guys remember, I'm sure if you've ever seen my past content that I have actually taken down, but I had past content about my keto weight losses, and during those trials, or trying that out, when I would lose a lot of weight, I would experience itchiness and diarrhea and a lot of different symptoms that have to do with the body purging certain toxicity or certain things, or also in a more scientific form, have to deal with the type of fat that I have on my body, which is a lot of PUFAs, which I have discussed ad nauseum. But for anybody that's just watching this video, it has to do with, and just to remind everybody, it's plant oils, canola, cottonseed, grapeseed, sunflower oil, olive oil, a lot of avocados, like all these different things have these PUFAs in it, and they raise your estrogen really high. Also peanut oil, just any plant oil besides coconut oil. Coconut oil is a saturated fat, so it's fine. But anyways, just to make it short, plant oils are, they release estrogen, and a lot of the fat on my body is made up of those plant oils because I ate a lot of them. And my mom has been with me over the past week or so. I've been really having a lot of struggles. I started to feel really anxious. And I have a little bit more insomnia, and I'm irritable, and I feel like kind of like how I did in late 2016, early 2017, around that time. That's kind of how I feel, which I was very, very anxious at that time. For anybody that doesn't know, I actually was on a medication at that time. I was feeling so anxious. So I have been feeling anxious. I'm watching a lot of horror movies and stuff. So it actually kind of helps. I know that sounds weird, but it helps me. Because I feel anxious, it kind of helps me to think about, like, what would I do and stuff. Plus, it's, like, the perfect season. So it kind of works out, I guess. But it's hard because this time of year is usually tricky anyways. And this year it takes on a different level because although my thyroid has improved, it's not, like, amazing at this point. I would say I'm, like, 50-50. And anything that can teeter me off that edge, it makes it harder. So, like, I'm very concerned about the days getting shorter and the temperatures getting cooler. And we're lucky here in Alabama. I'm really lucky I don't live in, like, Ohio, no offense, mysterious, or the Midwest, or even further north, like Canada, dear God, where it gets very, very cold. It's not like that here, but it's still hard. Like, even hitting temperatures, like tonight, it's 45 degrees Fahrenheit outside. That's really cold to me. And the apartment is cold, and so we've kind of, even my mom has been struggling with that a little bit. We had to turn on the heat, which is fine, but it's something that I'm concerned with, because as the days grow shorter, my thyroid is not getting that boost from the season and the weather that it did in the summer. So it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of the things that I had that were boosting me the rest of this year are gone. The days are getting shorter, and it's getting colder, and it's just really hard, because I had a really hard time last winter. So I'm just a little nervous, if I'm honest. I think if I make it to Christmas, which I will, I should, that's really dramatic, but see, that's what I'm saying, like, I'm dramatic and stuff, like, I don't know, I feel like it's 2016 again. It's really weird. I feel really young, too, which is a whole other thing, because I'm talking like I'm a teenager. It's really extra, but that's a whole other thing. I always get, my friends used to talk shit to me about that or whatever. We would joke about that. Anyways, when I'll make it to Christmas, it should be easier after that time because the days are actually getting longer. So as the season of winter goes on, it will actually get easier and easier for me. But right now it's getting harder and harder. So, again, I mean, this is stuff that most people don't need to worry about or don't even think about, and I never did either until last year when it got so bad that I had to start thinking about it this year. So I think this winter will be the hardest, or this fall, I guess, will be the hardest time for me, physically, probably, because I should be fine by the next year. I should be doing really well, actually, by that point. But it's hard, my heart races, I feel itchy all over. I've been having so many incredibly intense detox symptoms. Yesterday I had really bad bowel issues, like really, really bad. Like it finally, I guess, was coming out or whatever. But the week before it was like building, where I was irritable all the time. And my mom's like, "You're always irritable." And I said, I know I am, but like, I'm telling you, it's physical. Like I feel it. I can feel like how I feel like the estrogen in my system. I feel the heat kind of sometimes, like where I feel hot and it's not that hot, and then I feel cold and it's not that cold. Like, it's tough. It really is, because every time you're losing fat, like, it's releasing those toxins, which, for most people, you're not almost 400 pounds, right? You're not 383 like I was. That's a really drastically high weight. I am morbidly obese, and it's hard to kind of have to face it and deal with it daily and have sort of my past mistakes literally come up and out. Every single chip I ate, every single time I ate nuts and seeds, and, just all the fried foods I've had, and all the canola oil, and just all the stuff that I've eaten, it has to be dealt with. And it sucks, because when it's released, it raises your estrogen. It makes your heart race. It makes you have diarrhea. It makes you, as the toxins are getting released, my skin gets itchy. I have liver symptoms and stuff from it trying to process everything that's happening. My grandma tells me I look pale, and it's tough. It really is. But I don't know if this would happen to everybody. I really don't know. I just know that I think it's so many different factors that have led to it. I think it's being this size. I think that's probably the number one thing, is being as big as I am. I think it's just, as your metabolism starts to speed up, you lose more fat, and it processes a lot, and it's a lot on the system because there's so much of it. So I was texting one of my friends tonight and just telling her, I've been having really, really bad detox symptoms. Like, I hate the itchiness. I've been itchy every single day for like a week. I started taking the charcoal and stuff. But it sucks. It really does. It's hard. I will say, like, I have not had a temptation to binge this whole time until this past week. I did. I wanted to, and I didn't, because it's hard, or it's kind of like, I know it's not going to make me feel any better. In order for me to get any relief, I would have to binge a lot for months and like re-damage my thyroid. But it can't be too damaged, otherwise it'll go too far. Like, I'm just not going to go backwards. I'm in too deep at this point. So I've committed, and I have to just deal. And that does include continuing to eat organic, continuing to not have candy and these types of things. I have relied on fruit juices the past few days, probably the past 5 days or so. So I'll drink like a big thing of fruit juice because it helps the liver get some energy, and so it can work on what I'm doing. It can work on detoxing, it can work on lowering my estrogen, it can work on detox and all this stuff. Your liver needs energy in the form of fructose. And it's so weird how you can believe something so deeply and be completely wrong. Like I never thought that keto would turn out to be wrong, and I'm literally drinking 800 calories of fructose and still losing weight. In fact, my bloat went down after I started doing it, and my weight went down further. It actually made it better because I fluctuated. So I was like 369, then I went up to 372, and then I went back down to 369, and then now 368 since I started drinking the juice. So yeah, I'm really rethinking so many different things. It's hard for me to believe just the level of brainwashing and stuff. Like, I don't want to get too much into that, but just the system, like how false it is, and how like it's kind of like the longer I go, the more I realize I was lied to. And I just wonder, like, when will the lies stop? You know, these are the kind of things I'm thinking about. This is the mindset that I'm in. So, that's my heater. I feel very 2016-y right now, as you can tell. But overall, I'm going to keep going. But this is a rough time. And I'm worried. I'm worried about the rest of the year. I hope I can be okay. I mean, I should be. But I will get back to you guys later. I hope the detox ends. It does feel a bit better since I've been going to the bathroom all the time. It has improved. So hopefully I'm getting through this patch, this rough patch. But with the changing seasons, it doesn't seem likely. It seems like it's going to continue to get harder until Christmas. So Christmas will take on a very special meaning for me this year, because it will be a return of the light and a return of hope, which is what it is in Christianity as well as paganism, which is interesting. But anyways, you guys, thank you. I will talk to you later. I hope you have a good one. Bye.